5 minutes. Guests are awaited to join us in a few minutes. So we'll be starting off in a few 5 minutes. Very good afternoon to one and all present here. On this important occasion, having more than 150 industry partners gathering here to share their insights, discuss with the institute scientists, and work together in a collaborative manner we have this industry meet as part of this 1 week 1 lab program of CSIR-CIMFR. To begin with, let me request all the dignitaries to come over to the dais, and also request Dr. J.K. Pandey and Dr. Manish Kumar to kindly escort the dignitaries onto the dais. Professor D.D. Mishra, former Director CSIR-CIMFR, Dr. N.P. Shukla, Member Technical CAQM, Shri Nasina Balsubramaniam, Director of Mine Safety DGMS Dhanbad, Shri Anup Kumar, Executive Director Collieries SAIL, Shri S.K. Sinha, CMD Saurashtra Fuels, and Shri Alok Das, General Manager ONGC Bokaro. At the outset, let me request our director to welcome the dignitaries with a bouquet and a token of gratitude in the form of a book. Professor D.D. Mishra. Dr. N.P. Shukla, Member Technical CAQM. Shri Nasina Balsubramaniam, Director of Mine Safety DGMS Dhanbad. Shri Anup Kumar. Shri Anup Kumar, Executive Director Collieries SAIL. Shri S.K. Sinha, CMD Saurashtra Fuels. This gathering reminds me of an old saying: the relationship between institute and industry should be like a fish and a water, and not like a fish and a fisherman. I think the situation here resonates the same. And in order to take this discussion forward, I request our beloved director, Professor A.K. Mishra, to welcome the gathering.
आप सभी को सप्रेम नमस्कार. Good afternoon and very warm welcome for the industry meet. Honorable Chief Guest of the function, Professor D.D. Mishra, the expert panelists with us, Dr. N.P. Shukla ji, Member Technical CAQM, New Delhi, Sri N. Balasubramaniam ji, Director Mine Safety SOMA DGMS, Sri Anup Kumar ji, Executive Director Collieries CCSO SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited, Sri S.K. Sinha ji, CMD Saurashtra Fuels, Shri Alok Dasji, General Manager, ONGC Bokaro, other dignitaries of the dais, fellow colleagues who have joined in here in the hall, and those who have joined in online, friends from press and media, research scholars, students, and dear friends. This is an honor to have the industry meet being conducted at CSIR-CIMFR. Existence of CSIR is more than 80 years. The existence of CSIR-CIMFR is 78 years. And since last 78 years, we are in the service of nation. We had seen industry very closely, and the pride and honor, so far as economy is concerned, the position which we are in globally, and we are poised to move up to the third largest economy in the world, and that all is possible only and only because of the industry. Because the industry is doing well, and so the economy is growing well. Similarly, if you look up the growth rate of our GDP, it's because of the industry. And at the same time, this is like dual engine of a jet aircraft, wherein with single engine it becomes difficult. So you need to have the research ecosystem, and so the importance of the research institutions. Without research institutions or without investment in science and technology, probably it will be difficult for the industries to move on. So it's hands in hand, the industry and research institutions do move up, and that is the objective with which we have gathered in here, that the problems, the challenges and issues, and sometimes pain of the industry can be shared with the research institutions, and we will put in all our efforts, will not leave any stone unturned to resolve your issues, the challenges which industry is facing in, and so the society and the country as a whole. And that is the purpose with which we have gathered in here. I wholeheartedly welcome you all. I welcome all the expert panelists and the industry, and I look forward that we will be working together to resolve all the concerns and issues of the industry, so that truly Atmanirbhar Bharat, the dream what we had seen in, we will be able to come up, and India will emerge as Vishwaguru. So with these words, thank you very much, and I once again welcome you all. And I wish a grand success for the industry meet. And looking forward for a long way to go. This is not the one day we are having the industry meet. We'll be looking forward for 24/7, 365 days, and so on. So it's just the beginning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. So we now begin with expert panel discussion, and I request Professor D.D. Mishra to kindly moderate the session and take the discussions forward in order to initiate a healthy, fruitful, and a collaborative discussion that can eventually lead CSIR-CIMFR work more with industry partners.
Good afternoon, dear friends. Let us hope that we shall have a very useful and fruitful discussion. And as Dr. Mishra said, this institute is now 78 years old. And during which it has done a lot for the industry. It has lent a lot for the industry. And the fact also remains that we could not do certain things. Some things which should have been done but could not be done. So all that we should keep in mind while moving forward. So since environmental concerns are of most important concern now, both in open cast mines as well as in underground mines. I request my friend Dr. N.P. Shukla to please start the discussion.
Thank you very much, Dr. D.D. Mishra ji. You may be aware that I am from Commission for Air Quality Management in NCR and adjoining area at New Delhi. I am member technical. That we could see that there are lot of problems as regard air pollution. In fact, I am experiencing since long back there is a vast gap, and such type of meet interactive program are very much essential to fill this gap. The problems of industry and the technologies, how they can solve the problem. So there has to be a good interaction between technocrats and industry people. So as I said, we are experiencing lot of gap. For example, I was discussing in the morning with Dr. D.D. Mishra that NOx emission in thermal power plant. Long back, sometime in 2016, that it was decided that the power plants units established after 1st January 2017 will have a NOx emission norm 100 milligram normal meter cube. So that was decided, this norm was decided for thermal power plants uh, which are established after 1st January 2017. I'm sorry to say that in 2023, we are not in a position to comply with the norms. There are around 69 units kept after 1st January 2017. And in fact, we are facing this problem and we are discussing. That's why I thought of putting this matter among you. That in 2023, that as I said, there were around 69 units are established after 1st January 2017. And now we are not in a position to comply with the norms notified by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Central Pollution Control Board. That is 100 milligram normal meter cube. So that is the norm. We are not in a position. Even after, in 2016, I understand it is notified, and since then we are not in a position. And of course, you might be aware that there are problems that indigenous coal, imported coal, and all you know that quality parameters and all these. In spite of lot of competence in our country, we are not able to solve this problem. So this is the one example I am putting in front of you. There are n number of problems. So I really congratulate team CIMFR and also CSIR for organizing such type of interactive meet where technocrats and industry people can sit together and discuss their problem. So, in fact, I am also keen to know the problem of industry, what industry people are raising the issue. And since I am of the field of environment, so just I have given an example. There is a gap and we need to fill up this gap. Otherwise, uh, there will be a lot of problem. And nowadays there is an environmental compensation. If you are not complying with the norms, then EC will be imposed on you. And then again, there will be then litigation, then prosecution, so many things. So there are issues, particularly in environmental issues of industry. So let us think together how we can help, how we can help to solve all such problem. And in fact, I am here to listen you and industry people, what they feel, particularly in the field of environment, wherever they are facing problem. So let us think what best could be done for solving such problems. So thank you very much to Professor Mishra and his team for inviting me here in this interactive meet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Shukla. Now I request Mr. Balasubramaniam to please put his views. But before he starts, I'm reminded of an old thing. When Indians became the chief inspectors of mines, I think started with their Sardarji Griwal. So he saw some old notes by the previous DGMS, that time chief inspector of mines. There it was written, the natives are quick to understand, but they tend to violate. So, those days, the native mine owners preferred to somehow manage rather than do any R&D to comply with the regulations. And when CMRI was first put up, all our experiments and research were confined to National Coal Development Corporation, Tata Steel and British Mines. But now we have come a long way, and I hope the collaboration between DGMS and industry will be much better cooperation, and both will take the responsible steps. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. When I have looked into the topic, transformative research for industrial excellence, it really fascinated me. Transformative research, it is a turnaround research. It is not conventional research, which keeps existing conventional things aside and shows us a new path. And industrial excellence is in getting things in industry, as I understood, and it leads to economy. After all, industry ultimate target is from making profit. In this process, since because I am from DGMS, I restrict to OHS practices. As our Honorable Director Mishra Saab told, we emerged as a third largest economy. However, our performance in OHS in mining is not so great. Several aspects are to be taken care of. And we are talking about Industry 4.0, digital technologies and everything. Of course, they have contributed. Just like sensors in, as we have seen in the exhibition, sensors for gas detection, telemonitoring systems, and to prevent accidents due to dumpers or transportation machinery in open cast we are using sensors. These all have contributed. In spite of that, there are several gaps. Major issues industry faces, as I understood, is every year depth is being increased. Yes, Shukla Saab told, environmental impositions are getting stringent, and cost due to human resources, that is wages or salaries, whatever it is abnormally being hiked. Moreover, the new concept, ESG disclosures, as SEBI, as per SEBI guideline, every company under top 1000 listed, they have to disclose ECG. In this ECG, as you know very well, E is for environment, S is society. Society in it consists of OHS, and G is for governance. I don't know whether it will be successfully implemented or not, but it is a good concept. And what is expected from this transformational research? As a mining engineer or a DJMS, I do expect that it leads to profitable operations, reduce industry's environmental footprint, and majorly improve OHS status. OHS in the sense there will be significant reduction in number of accidents as well as occupational diseases. There will be social well-being of all persons employed in the mines, and it makes work less strenuous, and there will be very less compliance burden from operators. These are my expectations from this transformational research. Now, what I expected is, uh, as Professor D.D. Mishra Saab told, there were several things left with to be taken up by research institutions in India. As you know, sooner or later, all open cast mines are going to be perish. And underground mining, especially in coal, will be the way. The research on this aspect is being ignored. Every research in the sense it can be strata control, it can be ventilation, and it can be N numbers. Then another alternative which is being emerged nowadays is the electric mine, especially electricity in loading and hauling. Yes, some of the European countries are working on it. Most of the excavators, either in underground or in open cast, and dumpers are being electrified. It may bring down carbon footprint. And robotics are very essential in mining, as there are several inapproachable areas which are directly useful for us for the surveillance of such areas and taking necessary safety measures. Mostly, this transformative research is expected to be translated into useful for industry and ultimately leads to responsible mining. That is our expectation. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sri Anup Kumar of SAIL to please share his thoughts, because he represents the largest consumer of coking coal from the largest producer of coking coal in India. So his views are very much useful or necessary for our future activities.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, different experts from the industry, students, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. By profession, I am a metallurgist and I am basically iron maker. And so you are aware that steel industry is the most, I would say, environmental polluter And if today's scenario, if you'll find, we are polluting almost to the tune of around 2.5 ton per ton of crude steel CO2. What our country is aiming for and what the world is looking for, to bring it down and to come to a level where we can say we are carbon neutral. So this is the biggest gap we can see today as a steel maker. And the second polluter is the coal industry. So most of them present here are listening it very carefully. So I would request that we have to find and we have to see how we can bridge this gap and what technology we can bring in our society, so that the next generation may not curse on us that yes, we have not make the environment conducive for them to live. So this is our aim. Today, everybody is at high because Chandrayaan 3 has launched very softly on the moon. So our respect for the scientist has gone exponentially high. So I request everyone to give a big applause to the scientist over here. Since I am here in this area of Dhanbad for the last almost 40 years, and I have seen CIMFR to grow step by step, and since Professor Mishra has also told that they are in the service of the nation for last 78 years, their contributions are immense, especially for the industry in coal and steel. We are also approaching many times to them, and we are finding solutions. We are implementing them and we are finding the result also. Every time when we are in trouble, we are coming to them, they are helping us. Today, in steel industry, as a solution, we are finding injection of hydrogen. And you must have heard yesterday the first hydrogen plant has been set up in Jharkhand, especially in Tata Nagar. So this is a big initiative by the Jharkhand government and the industrialists to set up the plant. And you must have heard Tata Steel has started injecting almost to the tune of around 10% in their furnaces, and it is yielding very good. It can increase your productivity and it can reduce the carbon footprint while making the steel. So this type of initiative we are looking forward for, and we are quite hopeful that CSI-CIMFR will take a bigger contribution in this, that how these two industries can come together and can bring the society livable for a longer period of time. We have put a slogan almost 2020 on our industrial notebook, that SAIL is making needle to Chandrayaan. And we are proud to announce that even in Chandrayaan, or the latest ship which has been naval ship which has been launched by Honorable President of India, Indira Gandhi. In both the cases, the SAIL steel has been used, and SAIL is creating and influencing, or has a bigger contribution in making the nation. And since we are the largest steel maker in the country, so our responsibilities toward the society is also very big. As per National Steel Policy, we are going to make 300 million ton of steel by 2030, and all companies, private or public sectors, are having a full thought process, and plan has been already been made to reach to that level. We are also planning to reach to 50 million ton, and for that, whatever resources and whatever technology upgradation has to be done, that already we have planned and we are moving forward with that. As far as coal consumption is concerned, so far whatever BCCL waste coal is produced, we are using as a SAIL, as a major, we are the consumer of BCCL coal. Even CCL medium coking coal, 100% we are using. We are looking forward to BCCL and our own collieries, that we should produce more of coal and we should indigenously, we can increase our indigenous coal proportion in our blend, and for that we are approaching CIMFR for making a blend in such a way that one is technology part where we are changing over from top charge battery to stamp charge battery, and secondly we are looking for the combination of blend, so we can use the indigenous coal in a larger quantity. So rightly it has been told that whatever gaps are being generated, it is the responsibility of scientific services and the industrialists to see that these gaps are maintained. We are the process engineer, the others are the design engineer, and the third one is the scientist engineers. And mixing together, we can go forward in a faster speed than we can think of. Thank you very much. Have a nice day and have a wonderful session ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri Anup Kumar, for your encouraging words. Now I request Sri S.K. Sinha, CMD of CSIR Fuels, to kindly give his comments.
थैंक यू सर। मंच पर बैठे डिस्टिंग्विश्ड गेस्ट, CSR सिम्फर के साइंटिस्ट और माय फेलो फ्रेंड्स इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट, आई एम बेसिकली फ्रॉम द मैं बेसिकली कोक मेकिंग यूनिट के तरफ से हूँ। दैट इज़ ए मेटलर्जिकल कोक विच इज़ यूज्ड इन स्टील प्लांट and many other plants like ferroalloys etc etc. आज इंडिया कोकिंग कोल के लिए स्टार्व कर रहा है। जानकर बड़ा दुख होता है कि आज दुनिया में हम सबसे अधिक कोकिंग कोल इंपोर्ट करने वाले देश हो गए। पहले जापान था, अब हम हो गए। जापान इंपोर्ट करती है 61 मिलियन टन, हम लोग इंपोर्ट करते हैं 65 मिलियन टन। बताना उचित होगा कि 1971 में हम लोग 40 मिलियन टन स्टील बनाते थे और कोकिंग कोल का इंपोर्ट ज़ीरो था। पहला कोकिंग कोल का इंपोर्ट 1978 में शुरू हुआ और वो बढ़ते बढ़ते आज के दिन 65 मिलियन टन तक चला गया। दोषी कौन है, क्या है, उस पर जाने से कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है, लेकिन 2030 तक हम लोग को 300 मिलियन टन स्टील बनाना है, जो हम लोग जस्ट अभी क्रॉस किए हैं 140 मिलियन टन, और इतनी स्टील की हम लोग को ज़रूरत होगी। जितने भी इंडिया में स्टील प्लांट है, कुछ को छोड़ करके बाकी सभी के पास में अपना कैप्टिव कोक प्लांट है। डिफरेंट डिज़ाइंस हैं स्टील प्लांट में, खास करके इनका बाई प्रोडक्ट प्लांट है। कुछ लोगों ने अभी चाइना से ये लोगों ने टेक्नोलॉजी इंपोर्ट किया है, जिसे लोग कहते हैं कि वर्टिकल कोक प्लांट। और बाकी इंडिया में जितने हैं, ये सभी जितने भी कोक प्लांट है, सब सिम्फर के डिज़ाइन पर ही आधारित हैं। 1987 में सिम्फर ने एक बहुत बढ़िया डिज़ाइन निकाला था, विच वॉज नोन एज ए कुम्ब्रास टेक्नोलॉजी। पता नहीं उस पर फर्दर रिसर्च क्यों नहीं हुआ। अगर उस पर रिसर्च किया जाए तो उस डिज़ाइन की खासियत है कि वो लो वोलाटाइल अप टू 18% वोलाटाइल तक वो कोयला ले खा सकती है। और जब हम 18% की बात करते हैं और वॉल प्रेशर उसके लिए कोई महत्व नहीं रखता है, तो ये कोयला हम लोग को बहुत सस्ता मिल सकता है, अब प्रचुर मात्रा में मिल सकता है, और इसके रेट भी बहुत कम है। अगर हम आज का रेट लेते हैं तो आज कोकिंग कोल, प्राइम कोकिंग कोल, जिसे प्राइम लो वॉलेटाइल कोल बोलते हैं, उसकी कीमत आज $261 एक्स ऑस्ट्रेलिया है। और इसी कोयले का, जिसका 18 VM है और वॉल प्रेशर थोड़ा ज़्यादा है, उसकी कीमत है $205। तो प्राइस में काफ़ी अंतर है। तो सिम्फर चाहेगा तो इस तरह के डिज़ाइन डेवलप करके कोल का मात्रा तो नहीं घटा सकती है, पर कॉस्ट वाइज ज़रूर कम कर सकती है, और इससे स्टील प्लांटों को काफ़ी फायदा होगा। अभी इंडियन जितने भी स्टील प्लांट ओनर हैं, उन्होंने सब जगह माइंस एक्वायर करना शुरू किया है। जैसे जिंदल स्टील एंड पावर, अभी उन्होंने मोजाम्बिक में कोल माइंस एक एक्वायर किया है, जो पहले वाले का था, जिसका नाम इन्होंने अभी वल्कन दिया है। उसी तरह जिंदल साउथ वेस्ट भी एक्वायर करने में लगा हुआ है। वो कैनेडियन माइंस को एक्वायर करना चाहता है, जिसका नाम टेक है। उसी तरह और भी लोग चाह रहे हैं कि कहीं से एक्वायर करें। सेल जो है, सेल चाहती है कि बीसीसीएल इंक्रीज करे अपने कोकिंग कोल के प्रोडक्शन का। 1971 तक 60 मिलियन टन का प्रोडक्शन था कोकिंग कोल का, जो आज के दिन घट के 5 मिलियन टन हो गया है। जो कोल इंडिया ने प्रॉमिस किया है कि इस साल या अगले साल तक उसको 15 मिलियन टन तक बढ़ाया जा सकता है, बट फिर भी बहुत कम है। अगर हम लोग 300 मिलियन टन का टारगेट अचीव करना है तो बीसीसीएल को बहुत बहुत काम करना पड़ेगा, बहुत मेहनत करना पड़ेगा, बहुत पैसा इन्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा। और बीसीसीएल है एक ऐसी कंपनी जो सबको उबार सकती है। अगर वो 100 मिलियन टन का कोकिंग कोल का प्रोडक्शन कर सकती है, जो हम लोग के पास है, रिजर्व्स में है हमारे पास में, तो देश की सेवा इससे बड़ा नहीं हो सकती। बीसीसीएल के अपने कंस्ट्रेंट जरूर हैं, बहुत सारी बातें हैं। इन सब चीज़ को ध्यान में रखते हुए बीसीसीएल को प्रोडक्शन तो बढ़ाना ही होगा, चाहे टेक्नोलॉजी वाइज बढ़ाए, चाहे जैसे भी बढ़ाए, इनकी वॉशिंग कैपेसिटी बढ़ानी होगी। मोजाम्बिक में जो कोल है, बीसीसीएल में भी जो कोल है, लगभग एक ही तरह का है। मोजाम्बिक में जो कोल है उसका एस 45% है। उसको 18% के कट ऑफ में जब वॉश करते हैं तो इन लोग का प्योर कोकिंग कोल निकलता है अबाउट 11% एस का। बीसीसीएल का जो एवरेज कोल होगा इनके पास, जो इनके पास में कोल है, वो लगभग 25% एस का है एवरेज। आराम से लोग वॉश करके 11-12% में ला सकते हैं, और काफ़ी ला सकते हैं। और इस तरह स्टील प्लांट के भी जान बचेगी, और इंडिया भी 2030 तक 300 मिलियन टन शायद पहुंच सके। अगर बीसीसीएल इसमें कामयाब नहीं होगा तो 300 का ये जो टारगेट है, ये मिलना मुश्किल है। आज हम लोग मेटेरियल कोक बनाते हैं, कोयला इंपोर्ट करते हैं, कुछ डोमेस्टिक में बेचते हैं, बाकी हम लोग करीब 2 मिलियन टन एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं। अभी इंडिया को तंग करने के लिए, पॉलिटिकली तंग बोलिए चाहे जैसे बोलिए, इंडोनेशिया में चाइना ने 18 मिलियन टन का कोक प्लांट लगा रहा है, जिसमें 3 मिलियन टन तो चालू हो गया है, 1 मिलियन टन अगले महीने से ये लोग हीटअप कर देगा। और उन लोगों ने अपने कोक का दाम रखा है $320 CNF इंडिया, मतलब $261 में खरीद कर $320 में कोक बेचना भाड़े के साथ पॉसिबल नहीं है। आप 1 टन कोल डालेंगे, आपको 1 टन कोक बनाने के लिए 1.5 टन कोल कम से कम चाहिए। इस तरह की परिस्थिति चारों तरफ फैल रही है, और अल्टीमेटली स्टील प्लांट को धीरे धीरे तकलीफ बढ़ना ही है। इसीलिए इंडिया को या हम लोग सभी लोग को अभी से सतर्क हो जाना चाहिए। इस इंडस्ट्री को बचाना है तो सिम्फर को टेक्नोलॉजी वाइज, कोल के क्वालिटी वाइज, कोल के ब्लेंडिंग वाइज ये सब एडवाइस करके, इस सब पर रिसर्च करके, साइंटिफिकली रिसर्च करके देश को देना होगा। बीसीसीएल को प्रोड्यूस करना होगा और हम लोग को भी कोक कैपेसिटी बढ़ाना होगा। 300 मिलियन टन बनाने के लिए कम से कम 200 मिलियन टन कोक चाहिए। अभी हम लोग उस टारगेट तक नहीं पहुंचे हैं। तो सिम्फर को चाहिए कि ऐसा डिज़ाइन बनाए ताकि सभी लोग बच सकें। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Sinha Saab. Now, before going further, I would like to add some comments which came to my mind after the talk by Mr. Anup Kumar and Mr. S.K. Sinha. When this Central Fuel Research Institute at Jiolgora was established, it was known that India is going to get independence and people wanted more steel production in India. Steel production needs blast furnace, which needs coking coal. At that time, the general consensus in the scientific and industrial community was that Indian coals are not washable. Today, by hindsight, I may say that that was a deliberate misinformation campaign by the Britishers and their henchmen to prevent steel production in India so that we remain dependent on steel import. It was CFRI which carried out a lot of experiments and came to the conclusion that yes, we can wash the coal, may not be to the extent of getting 8 or 10% ash, but at least 15% ash we can get. And if the steel plant can tolerate more ash, we can get even more. Before this finding was published by CFRI, in India only Tata Steel had one washery, Chanscone. I think most of you might be knowing who are familiar with the coal industry. There was a small feldspar jig of Turner and Morrison. That is all. No more coal washing. But after this finding by CFRI and pressurization to make the government accept it, CCW was formed. It was a part of HSL. At that time, SEL was not there. And CCW started construction of washeries in Dugdha, Bhojudi, Pathardi, and so on, a series. And that continued. But as the coal input grade to the washeries went down, new washeries were not put up sufficiently. As a result, today, all the coking coal that is produced by BCCL does not have linkage with any washery to wash. Most of it was with somewhat better grade. They produce coking coal, washed coking coal plus middling for power plants and so on. But there is another grade called non-linked washery coal. I suppose you are all aware of it. This non-linked washery coal hurts my feeling very much because from the same grade of coal, same seam, nearby collieries, Tata Steel is getting the raw coal from the mine, pumping 80 tons of water per ton of coal being mined, beneficiating it and uses in their blast furnace, coke oven and blast furnace to reduce the import of coking coal. Not that they are completely self-sufficient, but they're able to do with much less import. Whereas SAIL, which is dependent on BCCL, has to import much more, and this non-linked washery grade coal, which is actually coking coal, is being wasted for thermal power plants. Now, this is a problem which I feel all of us should think of addressing. But how? I do not know. I have been out of touch with this field for more than 20 years. But before that, there were about half a dozen coke oven owners. I am unable to locate any of them here. Maybe they are as old or even elder than me, so they may not be available to be present here. But whatever it is, they had put up their small coal washeries to take the rejects. Rejects means some coal that is being thrown out in the drain by the washeries. They were taking that and treating in their washery and using the coal in the coke oven, and the cost per ton of coal for their coke oven was less than the cost per ton at which BCCL was supplying them. I suppose even today there are private coke ovens who are buying coke from coal from BCCL. So whether they can think of putting up small coke oven, washing plants to take the NLW coal and produce coal for that from that and see whether it is it will definitely be useful. Only the cost calculation we have to do. And I feel it is our job in CIMFR to contact such industrialists also, work with them and work out the economics of this type of thing. There was another suggestion for use of this NLW coal. The suggestion started with the comment that original public sector coal washeries were set up by HSL, CCW, not by coal producing companies. So, why SAIL should not put up coal washeries now to take this non-linked washery grade coal? You can give a thought to it, but on 3rd of July, I was in Ranchi, discussed with some of the senior executives of SAIL, and it occurred to me that it may not be feasible. I think I will not like to spell out more details here, but those who are interested, including our scientists and experts in the field, try to work out economics of sending the NLW coal to SAIL directly, who should wash in their washery and use it in the blast furnace if possible. So, this is something which came to my mind as we discussed about this coking coal and coke and all that. Another important thing that is coming to my notice is that reduction of numbers of mine surveyors in DGMS, in IBM, and also Coal India. Understand? So neither the inspection department nor the user company nor the conservation company IBM have sufficient number of surveyors. Now, we can only pray that the survey plans are not going wrong and we get another Chasnala or even Gaslitan. So I do not know how we can fill up the gap, but something must be thought in this respect. As far as CIMFR is concerned, I feel we must go for research on use of drones for underground surveying. Because today the technology is available that drones can be flown to very, very interior places inside the tunnel, inside the galleries, and the area can be mapped and we can incorporate them on mine maps. So this is one area I feel CIMFR should work on, and probably at least some scientists who are interested should try on their own to get the approval or other license from Director General of Civil Aviation for drone pilots. Because you know everywhere safety comes in. You just can't go on flying a drone anywhere which can hit somebody and cause an accident. So you must have a proper drone pilot's license. Another important thing where I do not know whether the egg will come first or the chick will come first. That means whether the demand will come first or the research will come first. That is automation and robotics. In Australia, 500-ton dumpers running on the roads without a driver or anyone else within the visible distance, going entirely on its own, unloading and coming back. The operator is sitting some 15-20 kilometers away. Definitely you can imagine what type of productivity they can get and what type of safety level they will get. So, at present, probably it may not be economic in India. In fact, one of my friends in mining said that compared to automation, I find human labor much cheaper if I can outsource it. So, please think what we should do about it. And last thing that I would like to point out is this cyber security. Now, Mr. Sinha told us about the Chinese coke making plant, which is an attack on Indian economy. It would be much easier to come and bomb one of your steel plants. If they could, not that easy, is not it? If they could, they would like to bomb your Bokaro steel plant. You keep on crying. But if they can't bomb the Bokaro steel plant, why not mess with its control in such a way that it will send the slag in the pig iron lane and the pig iron in the slag lane, or the whole blast furnace can blast. This may appear far-fetched now, but you know there has been an actual attack already on a much smaller and much different scale. In India, we have more than 1 crore people using pacemakers. With more technical sophistication, the doctors are having software, and of course, they are loading it in their mobile phones and computers, through which they are able to tune and control the pacemaker in the patient. The cyber criminals are trying to interfere with those programs. Because it's very easy. You give a wrong program and the patient is over. And the fault goes to his doctor. Is not it? So, this is one example of cyber criminals or cyber attack that is happening. And we must all gear ourselves for that. And that technology can be used also in the mines. And for that, CIMFR has to take the lead. And I will conclude with one of my happy findings today. For the last 20 years, I have been talking and reminding people in private meetings and formal meetings that an underground miner, once he goes beyond the gate and box, there is no contact with him. If a driller or loader at the mine face meets an accident, he can send a signal or information to his boss or foreman or sardar only when he comes to the gate and box. If he is not in a position to come, he cannot do. and gate in box may be 150 feet or 100, 200 feet away, which you may not be able to cover. Today in this exhibition, I found that yes, there is a cap lamp battery operated signaling system, which if you press it, it immediately sends a signal to the gate end box, and through that to the other places where the miner is being monitored. This type of technology and its advantage must be brought by CIMFR to the notice of the mine operators as well as DGMS and other people concerned to improve the safety. So I hope we will have a lively discussion after that, and we shall have much closer and better interaction between the industry and CIMFR. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your views and also moderating the session. Thanks to all the panelists who have expressed their views and concerns. Now the session is open for industry partners to share their views in line with whatever the panelists have already discussed, or anything new that they would like to share. At first, I would like to call upon Mr. Apurva Ghosh from NTPC Ranchi to kindly come over to the dais and share his views.
Thank you, Santoshji, for calling me here. I did not come prepared anyway. Respected dignitaries in the dais, all industry leaders present here. Actually, basically, I am from power industry. Shukla Sahab was telling about this environmental, this total, this controlling our environment. And in 2016, this total limit for NOx and SOx had come out, and I was busy in our corporate engineering in Noida. Last year I came here, and what I see that what is happening in other industries, and relatively gap is more in coal industry, and within this limit, NTPC has been trying its best, or whatever it can be done to bring this gap down. For that, what I feel that since we are user industry, we cannot go much distance without the help of this our vendors. One example is there. What example I am just giving? Our director DGMS was telling about ESG. One or two examples, just what is required. We are having our one of the longest conveyor in our Pagri coal mine, that is around 25 kilometer long, and it is India's one of the longest. And what NTPC has been doing, that we have made that conveyor at a elevated height or minimum height of 5 meter to allow wild elephants to pass through below the conveyor, and in this conveyor system many latest technologies has been inducted, like we have inducted coal fog dust suppression system that can capture dust of the up to the size of even 2-3 microns. Recently, we are doing one in our OB dump is there, overburden dump, that is 90-meter height, and we have given one consultancy work to CIMFR. CIMFR has done is a very nice way, and that is possibilities there. We can extract around 13 megawatt of AC power from that solar plant that CIMFR has done DPR for that. But we are facing problem means we are yet to receive permission from coal ministry for for uh, installing solar plant, and this type of gap is there. You see, in one hand we are telling that to improve the ESG, solar and other renewables must be encouraged, and at the same time, when one industry, one NTPC is prepared and and CIMFR is supporting, but we are facing problem in getting permission from coal ministry, and here this is and another many aspects are there what I feel that latest technologies should be inducted in coal mining area. Recently, we are installing integrated coal management system that is having automatic boom barrier for controlling entrance of trucks, and automatic weight measuring and tracking of trucks, and at the same time integration with the state mining department. These all things we are trying, and I think other mining industries also have been trying. But to fill this gap, I think much required is that technology that is suitable for our country, befitting our weather condition, high ash condition, and etc. With this note, I strongly believe that there is a much need for a country like developing country like India. They are regularly industry and meeting between industry and scientists and the actual users, and also vendors and suppliers are much needed to bring our country to a much more height. Thank you all. एमओसी एक्चुअली माइनिंग प्लान में था, क्या सोलर प्लान के लिए नहीं था, उसमें पेड़ लगाना था, ट्रीज. अभी हम लोग सोलर लगा रहे हैं, इट इज बेटर. तो वी आर नॉट, तो वी हैव टू चेंज द माइनिंग प्लान. टू चेंज द माइनिंग प्लान विल नीड दैट मच टाइम. ओके, थैंक यू.
Thank you, sir. The session is now open for discussion. Yes, sir, please. Your good name? Yes, sir, please. Yeah, sure. Sir, can I come on next? Yeah, you can. You can come.
Namaste, good evening, good afternoon, sir. This is today's the program is 1 week, 1 lab campaign, and I'm from Flameproof Industry Association, and really thankful for to the director for giving us an opportunity to speak about what are the problems, what are the expectations, our expectations are there. In opening meeting, Santosh sir has rightly said that lab and industry, the association is like water and fish. पर ऐसा है कि मछली जल की रानी है और सेकंड है कि जीवन उसका पानी है. तो वैसे ही है कि बिना लैब के हमारी इंडस्ट्री भी नहीं चल पाएगी. और सम ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम्स व्हाट वी आर फेसिंग, एंड दिस इज द राइट फोरम, व्हाट आर द आवर एक्सपेक्टेशन that I want to share with the director and the other dignitaries. Like टेस्ट चार्जेस अगर आप लास्ट 3-4 साल के देखेंगे ना तो हमारे डबल हो गए हैं. मॉर्निंग में क्या हो गया, मॉर्निंग में एक स्टार्टअप मीटिंग थी, मेनी ऑफ द पीपल हैव अटेंडेड. स्टार्टअप में मतलब कि एक एबल गाइडेंस ऑफ नरेंद्र मोदी जी कि लोगों नए बच्चे आ रहे हैं, उनका स्टार्टअप अच्छा होना चाहिए. पर हम लोग तो पुराने लोग हैं, हमारी कंपनी भी चलनी चाहिए. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि स्टार्टअप आगे बढ़ जाएगा और हमारी कंपनी चली जाएगी, वो मतलब. तो वी ऑल्सो वांट टू एटलीस्ट ग्रो नहीं करेंगे तो कम से कम हमको जिंदा रहना है। तो सर से ऐसा हमारा सबमिशन है कि लास्ट 4 साल में सर, 3 साल 4 साल में चार्जेस सर डबल हो गए हैं। जब मैंने मोबाइल स्टार्ट किया था यूज़ करना, तभी 28 रुपया 1 मिनट का चार्ज था। आज 650 रुपये में 84 डेज यूज़ करता हूँ। वैसे ही सर यहाँ पर आप हमारे जो FLP लैब में रिपोर्टिंग की संख्या देखेंगे ना सर, तो बहुत ज़्यादा हो गई है। तो उस तरह उसको ध्यान में रखते हुए सर इसको मिनिमम 50% पे लाएंगे ना, तो सर क्या होगा कि हमारी इंडस्ट्री के लिए बहुत अच्छा होगा सर। थैंक यू वेरी मच। मेनी अदर पॉइंट्स आर देयर सर। एक BIS में एक QR कोड का और एक रिपोर्टिंग का सिस्टम शुरू हो गया है। एग्जैक्टली क्या हो रहा है कि बिकॉज ऑफ XYZ इश्यू और कंबसम प्रोसीजर, CIMFR की तरफ से कुछ रिपोर्टिंग हो नहीं पा रही है। और BIS में सम ऑफ द ऑफिसर्स वेयर टू कोऑपरेटिव। जैसे हम लोगों का फिल्म प्रूफ में हम लोगों ने उनसे बात करके एक ग्रुप इंडोर्समेंट का प्रोसीजर कर दिया। तो जो पुराने मैन्युफैक्चर थे हैं, मतलब पुराने मैन्युफैक्चरर लोगों को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, उनका ग्रुप इंडोर्समेंट हो चुका है, तो नया इंडोर्समेंट एवरी टाइम करने की जरूरत नहीं है। पर जो नए स्टार्टअप आ रहे हैं ना सर, जो नए स्टार्टअप आ रहे हैं वो मतलब इधर से लोन लेके या कुछ भी फंड अरेंज करके जैसे ही अपने से यहाँ से एक रिपोर्ट लेके जाएंगे, तो हमारे एक कंपलसरी है जैसे DGMS में या पेसो में, जब तक उसका BIS का लाइसेंस नहीं होगा वो क्या करेगा, अपना सामान बेच नहीं पाएगा। अच्छा, BIS के लाइसेंस के लिए उसको जमा करेंगे तो बोलेंगे तुम्हारा वो लिम्स पोर्टल में हमारा रिपोर्ट अपलोड नहीं हुआ है, तो भाई हम तुमको लाइसेंस नहीं दे पाएंगे। तो डायरेक्टर लेवल पे अगर वो बात करेंगे कि या तो क्या करेंगे हम लोग, जैसे GST में रिटर्न फाइल करते हैं ना सर, तो हम लोग एक ऑफलाइन में सारा डाटा डाल देते हैं और उसका एक सॉफ्टवेयर है, GST वाला ही देता है हमको, उसको सीधा अपलोड करते हैं तो सबका सब डाटा उसमें चला जाता है। या तो वो सिस्टम होना चाहिए BIS की तरफ से। अदरवाइज आप लोगों की जो टेस्ट रिपोर्ट है, आप उसको क्या कीजिए, उसको स्कैन करके उसको अपलोड का सिस्टम रखिए। ऐसा आप लोगों को BIS को कन्विंस करके उसको प्रोसीजर को थोड़ा आगे बढ़ाना है सर, ऐसी हमारी हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है। दूसरा सर, एक और इशू ऐसा है कि टाइम लिमिट ऑफ द रिपोर्टिंग सिस्टम। टाइम लिमिट में जैसे टाइपिंग में समय चला जाता है, टेस्टिंग में चला जाता है, उसमें थोड़ा ड्रास्टिकली रिडक्शन की काफ़ी ज़रूरत है सर। मैं BIS का एग्जांपल देता हूं सर। पहले BIS में ऐसा सिस्टम था कि BIS में एक इंडोर्समेंट करने के लिए हमें 6 महीना निकल जाता था सर। मैं एसोसिएशन में सेक्रेटरी का पोस्ट मेरे पास लास्ट 25 साल से है। मेरा जब 6 महीना निकल जाता था तो मेरे पीछे वालों का तो मुझे मालूम ही नहीं सर। अब BIS वालों ने क्या किया सर, BIS ने एकदम अच्छा सिस्टम कर दिया है, ग्रुप इंडोर्समेंट दे दिया, भाई हमारे पास बार बार आने की जरूरत नहीं है, हम आपका सर्वेलेंस के लिए आएंगे, आप सही ढंग से माल बनाइए और आपका काम कीजिए। पेसों में तो सर हमारे ऐसा पोजीशन था कि वो 6 महीने में मिलेगा कि 1 साल में मिलेगा वो भी नहीं मालूम था। गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के जो नए कानून आ गए हैं, नए प्रोसीजर आ गए हैं, उन लोगों की जो मदद है सर, उन लोगों ने सिस्टम कर दिया है, अगर आपका कागज सही है 21 दिन में आपको आपका अप्रूवल मिलना ही मिलना है। सर मैं आपको आपको जान के एकदम अच्छा लगेगा, रिसेंटली मैंने पेसों में मेरी एक पर्सनल एप्लीकेशन दी, मेरा अप्रूवल सर चौथे दिन आ गया। तो उसी तरह से सर आप लोगों के लैब में भी सर हम लोगों को ऐसा उम्मीद है कि समय में थोड़ा टाइम लिमिट में अगर रिपोर्ट मिलेगा तो हमको बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। मेरा चौथा पॉइंट ऐसा है कि सर अपनी लैब का मॉडर्नाइजेशन करने का कुछ उसके बारे में आप लोग कुछ देखिए सर। मतलब जैसे अभी मैं रिसेंटली मेरे पास एक न्यूज आई कि ईरान जैसे देश का स्टेटस है, EXTL का स्टेटस ईरान जैसे देश को मिल गया है। जब ईरान कर सकता है तो इंडिया क्यों नहीं कर सकता है? थैंक यू वेरी मच सर फॉर गिविंग मी अपॉर्चुनिटी। थैंक्स अ लॉट।
Thank you, sir. May I now request representatives from Tata Steel, if there are any, or JSW? or if there are any other industry representatives who would like to speak. Yes, sir.
Myself, Mohammad Adnan. I am from SAIL, presently looking after total responsibility of Chasnala and Jitpur. We have mines in Chasnala and Jitpur, underground mines, as well as open cast mines, and we have one washery, Chasnala washery, which was installed long back in 69. Then we modernized in 1997, and then 1997 May we put up a spiral over there, and presently we have a plan. We have floated tender for putting up a flotation in washery. We are constantly in touch with CIMFR. Recently, we have started stowing from bottom ash in our underground mines of Jitpur 100% and Chasnala more than 90%. This was done with the active support of CIMFR. We did a lot of research work in association with CIMFR scientists. Then we talked to DGMS, we convinced them, we showed them the result, which we experimental result, lab result, as well as result on the industry scale. And then we were granted permission by DGMS to go for 100% bottom ash stowing in our mines, Jitpur. This was a really a turnaround for Jitpur because there is a serious problem of sand availability in Jharkhand. I think it is almost nil. So our mines operation was stopped, and with the help of CIMFR and DGMS, we were able to start the operation of Jitpur and Chasnala mines. Recently, we are upgrading our washery, and we will be going up to 4 MTPA, for which we are doing some work on flotation cell. For this, we have already make a contract agreement with CIMFR for doing flotation test of coal samples. That is started. That has been started, and then we will be going for putting up a new plant, crushing plant, for which also we have made a contract agreement with CIMFR. They will be doing research work on raw coal, crushing analysis, breaking characteristics, and yield improvement. So all these things have been possible. I think we are really indebted to CIMFR for helping us in doing this. Long back also we have done many research work like improvement of fine circuit in association with CIMFR. And the result has been encouraging, but हमारा एक कंसर्न रहता है सर बिकॉज थोड़ा टाइम लैग सर टाइम लैग थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो जाता है तो वो एक हमारे लिए कंसर्न हो जाता है बिकॉज अभी हम लोगों ने पर्यावरण स्वीकृति भी ली है चासनाला एंड जितपुर की एंड फॉर दैट आवर कंसल्टेंट वाज सिम्फर सो हम लोग सक्सेसफुली कर सके सर बट थोड़ा टाइम ज़्यादा लग गया सर थैंक्स टू सिम्फर कि हम लोग को मिला बट थोड़ा इंडस्ट्री के लिए सर टाइम इज़ ए रियली ग्रेट कंसर्न बिकॉज हमारी टोटल कमर्शियल वायबिलिटी उससे अफेक्टेड हो जाती है तो सर हमारा रिक्वेस्ट रहेगा एंड वी आई बीन रिक्वेस्टिंग विद सिम्फर कि सर थोड़ा टाइम लैग को थोड़ा कम करें सो दैट जो हमारा प्लान्स हैं वो एज पर हमारे प्लान्स हमको इसको इम्प्लीमेंट कर पाएँ एंड इसी तरह से हम लोगों ने अपना भी डेटा मॉनिटरिंग स्ट्रेटा मॉनिटरिंग भी शुरू किया है जितपुर का दैट इज़ ऑल्सो वी आर डूइंग इन एसोसिएशन विद सिम्फर सो लॉट मेनी थिंग्स वी आर डूइंग and we hope that we'll continue this partnership with CIMFR to improve our profit and profitability. Thank you, sir.
Sir, adding to
Mr. Adnan has told, we have switched over from sand to bottom ash, and we would request to further work on how to use LD slag into for stowing purpose, because ability of bottom ash is also being a big question. So we are not expecting much of bottom ash from because the only source we are having is methane, and so we should look for stowing of LD slag also. Thank you.
मैं सत्येंद्र कुमार, फॉर्मर जीएम वासरी बीसीसीएल हूँ। आदरणीय डिग्नेटरी डैश पर उपस्थित सभी साथियों, सभी को नमस्कार। जैसा कि सर ने कहा कि बीसीसीएल को बहुत कोशिश करनी होगी इस क्षेत्र में। सर, बीसीसीएल बहुत कोशिश कर रहा है। एनएलडब्ल्यू वासरी ऑलरेडी 2 ऑपरेशनल है, पाथरडी 5 मिलियन टन और दहीवाड़ी 1.6। 3 एनएलडब्ल्यू वासरी और पाइपलाइन में है, मधुबन 5 मिलियन टन, पाथरडी 2.5 एंड भोजूडी 2 मिलियन टन। एक हमारी मुनिडी का एक और वासरी आ रही है जो 14% एस का, जैसा सर ने बताया कि 11% का करना चाहिए, लेकिन 11% का तो अभी कोई डिस्कशन में नहीं है, लेकिन 14% का वो आ रही है फर्स्ट वासरी ऑफ कोल इंडिया मुनिडी में। और मैं थोड़ा सिम्फर से एक सबमिशन है मेरा कि हम लोग का रेगुलर बेसिस पर कोल का सैम्पलिंग सिम्फर डिगवाडी से होता है, लेकिन बहुत टाइम लगता है। टाइम लगने का कारण है कि लैब और लैब के ऑफिसर स्टाफ बहुत ओवरलोडेड है। वो लोग दिन रात मेहनत करते हैं, कोई डाउट नहीं है सर। हॉलीडे में भी काम करते हैं। उदय चट्टोपाध्याय साहब से हमारी बात होती है साथी, लेकिन फिर भी बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम लगता है। तो सिम्फर से निवेदन ऐसा कि कैपेसिटी लैब का, मैन पावर का बढ़ाया जाए, सो दैट कि हम लोग को जल्दी रिजल्ट मिले, हम लोग डिस्पैच ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कर सकें। नहीं तो फिर लैब रिपोर्ट के इंतज़ार में रेनी सीजन आ जाता है, ये आ जाता है, डिस्पैच हम लोग नहीं कर पाते हैं। तो आग्रह है कि अपने लैब का, अपने मैन पावर का कैपेसिटी थोड़ा इंक्रीज किया जाए। थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir. Thanks to all the various industry partners who have shared their views. Now it's time to felicitate the dignitaries on the dais. Want to speak? Yes, sir, please. Please speak.
Respected sirs, my name is Sridhar Hegde. I'm a General Manager Mines from Sandur Manganese and Iron Ores Limited, Karnataka. Okay, geographically, we are far away from Dhanbad, but still we have always regular connect with CIMFR. As far as our company is concerned, we are producing manganese as well as iron ore. And ours is 70 years old company, which was founded by Shri M.O. Ghorpade. And we are operating continuously for 70 years without any hassle, except for the intervention in between in the year 2011 by Supreme Court. But otherwise, even today we are operating with 3,000 people working at mines. And as far as the R&R work and the CSR activity, the CIMFR company is known nationally and even internationally. Now recently, see, our production limit was very less, and we went for environmental clearance, and we got environmental clearance from 1.6 million tons of iron ore to 4.5 million ton, along with 7 million ton beneficiation plant. During this time, for disposal of tailing, it was the biggest challenge for us. So to find way out, though I mean we had some 2 to 3 exhausted mine pits. So for disposal of tailing, we we had given a research job to CIMFR. Dr. Mandal Saab and Prashant Saab, they came and made a detailed study, and the report was prepared and it was considered, and we got an environmental clearance. So I wish to thank CIMFR for their cooperation in getting this job done. Apart from that, even today we have given some more work to CIMFR in connection with fly ash. So there was a notification from MOF saying that fly ash should be used for backfilling, or it should be mixed with the mine waste and dump it. So in this connection also, we have given interest at the job to CIMFR. Hopefully, we have already sent the sample and other things. Hopefully, in another 1 month or so, we'll be getting our report. So, thank you for cooperating. Thank you for the invitation, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, please come on.
Good afternoon, dignitaries on the dais and the industry friends. I will not take just more than 1 minute's time. I am from Usha Martin. My name is Tushar Mukherjee. I am head of quality assurance there. And the relationship with CMRI or CIMFR and Usha Martin is of a number of decades. We are operating from Ranchi from 1962, and from that those years we are sending samples to CMRI. Our ropes are getting tested, and mines and ropes are they help each other in a very big way. My submission to CIMFR or CMRI directors are here. So what difficulties we are facing, that the system is that whenever we want to get a test done, we have to request for a quotation from CIMFR, and it takes. I have brought 2 examples where 6 months have been taken to get the quotation, and then after quotation we send the sample, and if the sample is tested, then the report comes after 2-3 months. So I am echoing the other colleagues request that there should be some system so that this cycle can be made faster. And one more request is that we are normally testing here. Recently you have installed a machine of 1,000-ton capacity rope breaking load testing machine, where we have provided CIMFR a demo sample. But then the testings are done based on IS method testing methods. But Usha Martin is sending ropes to across the world, Europe, Australia, everywhere, and they want the testing to be done on certain EN specification or ISO specifications. So we need CIMFR to look into it and give us certification on EN and other specifications, which is followed worldwide, so that we should not send the sample to Singapore or Netherlands to get it tested and get a certificate. So since we have already built up the facility of 1,000-ton capacity, we request to look into it and give certification on other specifications as well. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everybody, respected members of the dais and of the dais. My name is M.V. Satyanarayana. I am from APMDC, Andhra Pradesh Mineral Development Corporation. The transformative research and industrial excellence, this is what we require today, because India is the largest producer of coal, but out of 100%, 92% is coming from open cast. Only 8% we are getting from underground mines. Whereas in China it is 400 million tons, they are getting 80% of production from underground and 20% from open cast. As Subramanian sir was telling that We are facing now the troubles are started because we are going into deeper depths. Now it is time for to get into underground mines. Here we require CIMFR to get good research onto why we cannot make underground viable or which can be mined with a lower cost of expenses. Today, if we compare the expenses of an underground mine, we are getting per ton nearly about 1500 to 2500 rupees. But where if we go for an open cast mine, it is coming to 100 to 200 rupees per ton. So now our industry or the research persons need to think that we should go for underground. That is the future of Indian coal mining. If we are fast depleting open cast reserves, now we need to go to underground. I request the research institute as well as the industry persons to put some light or some research R&D onto this matter so that our production will from underground improves from 8% to at least 20% in the next 2030. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now it's time to move ahead and felicitate the dignitaries on the dais. May I now request our beloved director, Professor Mishra ji, to kindly felicitate the guests. Yes. Professor D.D. Mishra, former director, CSIR-CIMFR. Next, we have Dr. N.P. Shukla, member technical CAQM. Shri Nasina Balsubramaniam, Director of Mine Safety, SOMA, DGMS, Dhanbad. Shri Anup Kumar, Executive Director, Collieries, CCSO, SAIL. And finally, Shri S.K. Sinha, CMD, Saurashtra Fuels. Thank you, sir. I now request Dr. P.K. Banerjee, Outstanding Scientist, CSIR-CIMFR, to make the closing remarks.
Thank you, Santosh. Good evening. It was such an excellent session, and all due to our panel members here, starting with Professor Mishra, Dr. Shukla, Mr. Anup Kumar, Balasubramanian, and Sinha Sahab, of course, our own director. It was a pleasure to listening to all of them and getting insights, actually, a lot of insights on the industrial front. And I was on the from other side also listening to the points which was coming from all of you. But before that, before I share what I heard from all of you, let me also tell you, this is the last engagement with our stakeholders. the key stakeholders, the industry, industry partners. We started 5 days back with industry leaders, the policymakers, the decision makers and all during inaugurations, and now we are coming to the end with again with the industry partners who are the executors actually. You are the people who are doing it, and our relation with you are so close. So and that way this closing session was very, very appropriate, and the kind of discussions we had, excellent. I'm confident there are many more the voices you are ready to share with us, but possibly because of lack of time we had to end here. But that doesn't mean that we don't want to have more discussions and all. Subsequently during tea break and all, of course we'll have more. Evening time also we'll have a lot of time with you. So let's have more and more interaction with you, and we'll take your views. Now, the points I'm asked that I need to conclude what we heard from the audience. I am one of the part of the audience. Let me start with the reverse way, the OFI part, the opportunities for improvement. What we need to improve. That is the point you stress, and I'm sure many more things we expected from you, but you have touched the key things. First of all, I heard from all of you is that system improvement. How we projectize things, starting with getting your voice, transferring that into a project initiations, quotations. There are many things, before actually you go to the actual work, including sample collection, etc. So that's where we need to improve, and we promise we'll improve that. That's the first takeaway from these discussions. Second point, you also stress on the delivery time. The time we are taking more than your expectations. And many times I do believe that the results are extremely important for your decision making. Many times you are going for a big project, you want a report from us, and your project cannot delay. So therefore we need to move very fast. So whether it's a simple testing or a kind of a assessment, all those consultancy work, whatever you give it to us, is extremely important to you. So I do capture that point that we need to deliver the products, the research product to you at a faster rate. So we must improve that one. So that is also a second point I have captured from these discussions. You also mentioned, which is of course our internal process improvement. You actually pointed finger towards us that you need to improve your facilities, upgradation of facilities, testing facilities, manpower improvement, etc. That's our that is our in process actually. We need to improve definitely, and it's good to hear from you. And some of you actually pointed to devotee side, so I even was noted that more closely. Yes, we do believe. Of course, there is sometimes some limitations to increase number because it's a long-term investment, long-term kind of a decision-making process. But still, we need to optimize that. So certainly, upgradation of facilities, improving facilities, increasing manpower, all those things we'll definitely look into. Then the fourth point, which is very critical, you started with testing charges is increasing rapidly. That is the point you mentioned. Our director is here, I am here, and all my colleagues are here. Definitely we'll look into that. We don't want to put burden to our key stakeholder so that they don't come back again. We want them to come again and again. So definitely that's something we'll look into. So yes, okay. I didn't want to mention, but I said that I'm here for last 1.5 years. What I have seen, in fact, in last many cases, 4 years to 6 years, there's no increase of prices. So that's why I need to find where actually you pointed out. I'll find it. So that is the reverse thing I observe. But customer is always right. Har hal mein. Customer first. Customer is always right. So that's the point I have taken. So these are my understanding. If I have missed many points and all, my colleagues will definitely have captured those points, and we'll have our internal discussion how to improve that. Now the areas where we need to improve, yes, I think that's more challenging. That's where we are also extremely important. Need to focus there. What are the opportunities? What we need to do? What research we need to do? Now one very broad theme has come out on the ESG, OHS, and all those things, and this occupational health safety, or you talk about the ESG part, the sustainability part and all. And mining area is extremely important. You can't have any room to compromise with all those things. So this is a very, very important area for all of us. And we need to keep on developing things and all. Certainly that's an area we'll look into. The second broad theme has also come out from all these discussions from our panel members and also some of you, is the applications of automation, digitalizations, IoTs, Industry 4, all this, this is a space going very fast. And we need to catch up. We can't think very old technologies on, we have to come into, even including the drone inside the mines going surveying and all, robotics, digital mining, all these are now, even that is becoming old. Maybe we are late already. At least I feel so that there is somewhere we are late. But this is the space we have to go very fast. We have to have the technology implemented in that area. So that is a very, very broad theme kind of is coming out. Then another third area which came out a very big way is on the steel industry's requirement point of view. It's extremely important because the steel industry is a very major stakeholders for CIMFR. Not only coking coal point of view, it's also from decarbonization point of view. Everywhere we will be there. We need to do a lot for them. We need to be partner with them to see that the CO2 footprint 2.5 to below 2, and then of course their long-term strategy is 0. But let's move to 1.8 tons per ton kind of CO2 very shortly. So that's where we need to do. And of course the need for the indigenous coals, the coking coals, it's a huge concern for the national point of view. Huge concern that why you need to import so much of coal. We do have resources, we can convert them. And fortunately in CIMFR, we have a lot of know-how. I think this is where we need some kind of pull from your side. Please come forward. NLW coal we are talking about, technologies are with us, expertise is with us. And we are not only talking about that, beneficiation will give the coking solutions, the entire technology solutions will give it to you. Please come to us, and this is where we are very strong at. Not only that, for your future requirement, you are talking about CO2 footprint reduction in blast furnace, and you talked about hydrogen injection in blast furnaces and all. We are here. We'll not give you green hydrogen, but we'll give you blue hydrogen. We'll give you blue hydrogen because we are here to survive on coal. We don't want to talk about water splitting and all. We'll do water splitting, but using coal energy. So that's where we will focus. So using coal, we'll produce blue hydrogen. You inject in blast furnace, you use DRI. And for that, it's very easy to say hydrogen from coal, but this is a long chain. There are challenges, difficulties, and certainly we'll try to look into that aspects. And let's work together. We have ideas, you have needs, so we can work together. I think that's very, broadly I captured the kind of points which they discussed. I might have missed because I didn't have any time for rehearsal. I didn't have anything. I just noted in my, mobile few points, and from there I'm sharing with you. Once again, thank you very much, especially all our industry partners. It's an excellent gathering. I didn't expect that much of, because I was actually on the other side in the industry. I didn't have that kind of knowledge that CIMFR can attract so many industries here. And now being in this side, I see, this is excellent. So let's develop this partnership stronger and all. So, and let's interact. And if you have any issues and all, write to our director, write to all of our colleagues, whoever is your close partner, we'll certainly address those issues because we are here and our priority is customer, that is you, the industry people. Thank you, sir, for giving us so much of time and sharing your thoughts. It has provoked not only us, the entire audience. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll now break for tea and we reassemble here by 5 o'clock for the concluding session. I request all the industry partners gathered here to kindly join us for the concluding session after the tea. Thank you so much.